Hi guys, it's your girl Zoe Cook here, and today I'm going to be doing part 5 and 6 of shows and movies that should have action figures and more action figures of. Okay, so starting with part 5, we have Ben 10. Now I already know that show has action figures, but there are some characters that don't, like Archit, Kin's old betrayal friend, and I don't think we have, crap, what's that one alien's name? The one that took the form of Ben and now has to be craving chili fries? Um, let's see. Albedo, I think. Yeah. I don't think we have an action figure of him. And more action figures of Ben 10 would be cool. Because, I mean, let's face it, who doesn't like Ben 10? That would be a cool power to have to transform to any, alien. But anyway, yeah, that show should have more action figures. And the characters like Archit, Albro, and any other characters that don't have action figures should. Okay, next is Toladroma Island. Now, I already said that Toladroma Island should have action figures, and I'm not just talking about Toladroma Island, I'm talking about the Island Action World Tour, Revenge of the Island, All-Stars, Redonkulous Race, Pack-a-Tail Island, and the reboot should have action figures. Because every character from those shows are awesome. Mike's personas, Mike, Mal, Vito, Chester, Svetlana, and Manitoba would make cool action figures, along with his girlfriend Zoe. And they would be pretty cool action figures, let's be honest. All the characters from each season would make awesome action figures. And maybe Piera would make good action figures, even her parents. And maybe Julia, too. Julia and MK. And, next on the list is the Ant Bully. If anyone remembers this movie, it was the one with the boy Lucas, who hated ants and had a, troubling time. And Zach shrunk him into ant form, and now he and Holga are friends, and he just tries to see the error of his race. Anyway, I don't know if that movie already has action figures, but I think more would be cool. Like updated versions. Zach was pretty cool. Like him with his staff, that'd be awesome. And Hoga, I don't know. But that movie was pretty good, and I think action figures of them would be awesome. Next is Ants. That was the DreamWorks movie. I think it was kind of being like a ripoff of A Bug's Life or something. I don't think it was, but I don't know. Anyway, it was about Z, Princess. Hold on, guys. I am so sorry. Princess B. Bella, I think. I don't know. And the General Mandible. That guy was the bad guy. Action figures of them would be cool, and I'm pretty sure, and I know there already is, so more action figures, like updated versions, would be pretty cool. Anyway, now on to Ruby. Now, I know that show already has. If anyone knows what Ruby is, it's the Rooster Teeth show about Ruby, Yane, Blake, and Weiss, and I think more action figures of them would be cool. Like Tyrion, the Scorpion villain. He would make a pretty cool posable action figure. And all the characters from Ruby would make awesome action figures, because that show was pretty awesome. And there's like this ice something show now, them in anime form, which is cool. I just think that show would make cool more action figures, and I can't wait to see more Ruby. Volume 10, I really hope, comes out very soon. Another, Rooster Teeth show that should have action figures is Camp, about this boy Max and this camp counselor Dave and other campers. going on wacky adventures, learning, trying to be good people, I think, and dealing with enemies. Anyway, I don't know if that show already has action figures, but yeah, I think maybe, yeah. Because Dave's pretty nice, Max is troubled, but, I think he's starting to open up, and yeah, I think they would make pretty good action figures. It's a pretty good show, and I think there should be action figures. Now, I'm going to talk about three shows that's from Glitch, and I think that should have action figures. The Amazing Digital Circus, Murder Drawings, Murder Drawings, and I know this already just came out, but the Gaslight District. Those three shows should have action figures. Three. Why I think that is because the Amazing Digital Circus is pretty good, and they already have plushies, but I don't think posable action figures. Jax would be funny. So would Ragatha, Gangle, Zooble, Pomni, Kane, Gummy Goo. All of them from the Digital Circus would make good action figures, along with Murder Joins, because that would be pretty cool. Like Uzi and In, and Saya, and V, and Jane. Also the Gaslight District, because they are pretty funny characters so far. And maybe that might help, boost more, get more people to want, I don't know, to want to, buy them. I don't know. But they would make pretty good action figures. Anyway, yeah, those three Glitch shows should have action figures. They're pretty good, and I think those characters would make good action figures. Okay. Moving on to part 6. Ruby Gloom. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Ruby Gloom is. It's about this girl who hangs out with a skeleton boy, Misery, and Iris. This show right here. I think they would make good action figures because, well, it's cutesy, and I think it would be fun to have these guys as action figures because that would be kind of cool. I mean, of course it's going to be cool. I mean, who wouldn't think that's cool? Anyway, I think those would make pretty good action figures. Those characters, because they're pretty funny. And I like Ruby Gloom. Okay, next show I think should have action figures is 16. It's kind of like, it was created by the same person who made, Total Drama Island. It was about these teenagers who were in the mall. Like Jonesy, Wyatt, Jude, Nikki, Jane. No. Yeah, I think Jane and Caitlin. Sorry, it's kind of hard to remember some characters' names. Anyway, I think they would make good action figures. I don't know why, I just think I would like that. Along with Stoker. Oh, that's the next one. Stoker is another kind of Canadian, I think, show that was made in the same, maybe style, like in Total Drum Island, created by the same person. It's about these teenagers that are, surfers. And they have this job working with Andrew. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, it's I'll try to remember the names. Rip. Oh crap. Give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Brosif, Finn, and Lauren. Yeah, Lauren is the rich girl. She kind of threw a party and it kind of messed up her dad's hotel. Now she has to work for Andrew and with Andrew and the others. Oh, and there's also Emma. And there's also Reef. Sorry, this is Reef. I I think one of the characters is named Rip. I might be wrong though. Oh yeah, Ripper. Oh, it's the guy who farts. This guy. Anyway, I think those characters might just make cool action figures because of, just might be cool. So, Total Drama Island Series 16 and Stoker should have action figures. Do I want? I'm just gonna go ahead and take that one off. El Tigre is next. I'm sure you guys know about El Tigre. It was that Nickelodeon show about the superhero boy who was like in between, not knowing if he wanted to be a superhero or a villain because his grandfather was a villain and his dad was a hero. It was kind of like, I'm not knowing if there were action figures, but if there were, then we should probably have more because, well, the characters are unique. I like Zoe, Dango, and crap. I know Manny's name. What's the other girl's name? Mandy's girlfriend, I think. Fira. No, she had an F in her name. Let's see. Frida. This girl. I'm not good with names, but I'm pretty sure. But I think these characters would make good action figures because they're pretty unique, and we should probably get more action figures. Oh yeah, there were action figures. Well, I think we need more updated versions and more action figures of the characters because they're pretty unique and they're pretty funny. Next is Powerpuff Girls. Now, I know they're already action figures. Sorry about that. That's my tummy. I had an enchilada. Anyway, Powerpuff Girls. I know they're action figures, but we should probably have more. I don't know if we have, like, Powerpuff Girls Z action figures. But the Gang Green Game, we should probably have them, too. Along with Subdusa and him and Fuzzy Lumpkins. Oh, and Miss Bellum. Oh, what would she look like as an action figure? Would we be able to see her face or would it be covered up? That'd be cool. Anyway, yeah, those characters should definitely have action figures. Also, Miss Kim. She's awesome. I like her. And I think Professor Utonia and... Oh, Blitz. The new sister of the girls. I'm sure we all know who she is because she's in the reboot. That's cool. Anyway, this was my list. And I hope you guys like it. And let's see. You guys can, and if you want, you can comment down below any other like movies or shows that should have or more action figures of. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.